All right. Um, are we back on? It says we're back on. Let's just make sure. Just make sure I would. Hmm. Here, here. All right. Looks like we're working. Excellent. Uh, yep. Welcome back. Sorry about that. We figured it out. We had to get a Bezier curve, and now we're back working here. So, we're just gonna curve this along the circle here, and looks good. Looks pretty decent so far. I'm actually gonna take the circle and kind of scale it down a little. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and add this in. I don't know why it's so much shorter for some odd reason, but I'm sure we'll get that patched up and figured out soon. Yeah, maybe I'm missing something here. All right, let's try. And you know what? Honestly, not even gonna worry about it. I'm just happy that it works for once. So let's just add as many as we need. Seems like 165 is going to be the golden number today, which is good. Let's see if we can actually move this up. How does it mess with the scale? That doesn't even make sense. Look at that. I don't even know how that's possible. We'll just wait till we apply it. It's not that big of a deal. Um, all right. Step two is going to be. I'm actually going to go ahead and copy this cube here because we're probably going to need it later. And now step two is going to be adding a new modifier. And this one will be. I don't think I need to add that one yet. Let's go ahead and not show that one right now. Actually, show it for a second. I need to. Oh, the scaling was applied already, so we're good. But I actually need to go in now and so yeah, I don't want to see it right now. I need to go in and add the seats and keep the seats very close here. So we're just going to copy and paste this. Um, sure, yeah, it can have its own circle. I'm fine with that. And then just kind of slide it back, just ever so slightly here. We're not going to do actual stadium seats for this stadium, which I'm sure will be a disappointment, but at the same time, I find it kind of necessary, just a little bit. Just a tad bit unnecessary, in my opinion, and then it drops kind of the frame rate. Um, Also, it's not like I'm going to sit up here and draw a super detailed crowd. I'm gonna get that out. Um, I'm not drawing like a super detailed crowd here. for the sake of the game actually being able to run. Like, I think the grass is arguably going to be enough, in my opinion. Just what goes into the actual stadium is probably going to be enough to probably tank performance. And so I'm just not going to sit up here and draw like this uber detailed crowd to add on to the drop in frame rate, if that makes any sense. Um, I find it quite unnecessary and harmful. So the only difference between this stadium and arguably most stadiums you'd see in real life is going to be it's going to be like how you get into the stadium. And simplest way I'm going to put it is we're just going to have like an overhead walkway, kind of, sort of, where you enter the stadium in through a gate. You go through like this walkway, and you just go down at your set of stairs instead of rather just having like sectioned off areas. And then again, I might just do the sections and just have like another 12-foot wall or something. But yeah, it won't be like super duper traditional detailing like that. So we're actually gonna cut down this modifier to I think 12. I think rows of 12 are good. And then I'm just gonna go in and add in. So actually, let's go ahead and apply it now. Then come here, simple E. Oh, oops, that's not right. E X E Y. Kind of extrude it out a little bit. And then just kind of extrude that tiny bit up. Like right there is good. Get that down real fast. And then we have stair. It's just like a part of the alternating stairs, so that'll just be plain white. Um, I do need to add handrails. I think. I think handrails would be a good idea, but I'm not sure if I want to yet. You know, we don't safety. I don't care about that. I'm not sure if I want to add them yet. Well, I probably end up. I probably will end up adding them strictly for the sake of detail, but I don't really want to. So let's just kind of extrude the stairwell out a bit further, and then let me go to this here real fast and generate another array. -1 this time, and then we're just gonna go up until I feel comfortable. I would say. I would say about right there looks pleasing. I would assume. Here, let's do this. All right, get rid of that. Let's do this. Oops. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, whoops. That's so challenging because that thing's there. I don't know why. All right, let's extrude that out just a little bit. Kind of give the seat some depth there, and then That's perfect, actually. Give the seats a little bit of depth, and then just put the color on top. That is perfect. Yep, I like that. It's not obviously going to be fully perfect because we're not rendering anything in yet, but for what it's worth, that looks good. All right, now we're going to add just a little path, just a little path here. We're actually going to scale this all the way up and move it. Right there. Right there, I would say is good. And then come here, scale it back down a little bit, bring it over. Oopsies. Uh, for what it's worth, doesn't have to be perfect. For what it's worth, it looks fine to me. So let's actually go ahead and convert it to mesh, and then we can just add a. I have a hard time spelling guardrail. Well, guard in general. I've always mixed it up. Don't know why. I've always just had a hard time with it. I'll turn the roughness down, turn the metallic up a little, and you get a somewhat decent guardrail, I guess. Kind of like a ram that I look at it, but it'll do. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Yeah, apply and actually, just get rid of that for now. All right, boom. Let's generate an array of 15, -1, and then just go up. Oh, let's not scale up. Let's go up until I feel okay with that. That looks good. Whoa, well, that's really high. Wow. Oh, I think because that's 30. I don't need 30 rows. That's 15. Mm, I think 15 is reasonable. 15 is a reasonable amount in my eyes of seats. I think 15 is reasonable. I mean, let's just see what it looks like from the player's point. Yeah, 15 is reasonable. 15 is more than reasonable. So we can apply that, and then we can actually go ahead, turn this cube back on. We're going to apply this modifier until we see. All right, so I'm going to put that at 1. And we're just going to apply until we get 12, maybe? Mm, see if we can kind of stretch it out. Whoa, much. 1, 1.0, 1.1, 1.05, 1.03, 1.02, 1.025. 1.025. Wow, what a winner. Great job. Just realized as I scaled it up, kind of messed with the scaling here, so let's just... don't know what to do. Maybe scale this a little wider. 1.025. 0.023. Perfect. Alright, that was tricky. Alright, and then add its own curve modifier. And then curve it on the Bezier circle. Curve it on the y-axis. Flipped over, and I'm not sure that's how that's supposed to be. Let's try negative y. Alright, let's just do the y-axis, and then we'll flip it over in a second. This looks so weird. Alright, let's come back here. We can go ahead and show this. Oops. Oops. We can go ahead and show this. So, I mean, overall, I like what's happening so far. The only problem is it's flipped, which is okay. We can definitely work with that. Let's see, like if we were to flip this upside down, we get what we need. Let's try flipping this. Yeah, if we flip this by 90, we're gonna get what we're looking for. Arguably, let's kind of scale it up a little. Well, overall, I think it looks decent overall. Still plenty of work to be done here, but I think it's a decent start in my opinion. So I think we're gonna go ahead and apply these. Yeah, we can go ahead and apply that and apply that. Now we can, yeah, kind of move all this stuff up to the actual stadium. All right. Now, here's the thing. Looks kind of lopsided. So to fix that lopsidedness, we're gonna have to scale this out a little bit. Which is also fine, you know. So we scaled it out a little bit. Got the base kind of bowl going here. Larger steps on the sides, narrower steps in the middle. I'm fine with that. Kind of gives it a quirk to it. We're gonna have the tunnels be in the middle of the stadium. So here's the tricky part. Because of that, I can actually go ahead and put a mirror on here. So gotta be very precise here with this cut. All right, there. Nice, nice, nice. We got the cut to work. So just click the faces again. Then we can go out of edit mode. Come into this mode. See what we're working with here. All right, that's good. That's great actually. Can now kind of fix some of the scaling issues, kind of, sort of here. And I guess kind of the other main issue is you can't really tell where the stairs are from kind of a distance. So we're gonna fix that very soon. I actually think, yeah, I think scaling's kind of messing with me here. We got like a 1-1-1 kind of scale. I think that'll fix a lot of the issues. It's decent. It's decent in my opinion. I kind of like it. I can get behind this. I can get behind this, definitely. Well, let's see if we can kind of scale this in. Scale this out. Um, I can live with this. I can live with this. Only one problem. Gotta fix the seat color first, so it does not look like the stairs. So for now, we're gonna make the seats black. I think we should do like sections, maybe. Oh, oh. Stairwells are a bit uneven. Don't really like that. That's bad. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. Mm, actually, we'll start again another day. But I like where we're going with this. So I'm gonna save this, obviously. I don't need all these circles. I have a cube we can work off of, so that's good. Still got a cube we can work off of, which is excellent. It's always good to know you have a backup plan, but kind of a bummer the main plan didn't work out as we intended today. So okay. Well, um, that's probably gonna do it for me. Actually, before we go, oh my gosh, I did that wrong. Before we go, um, while I'm here, we might as well just start working on kind of the tunnel. Go. So let's bring this up to the main level. Go ahead and. Oh, we can't mirror it off. Ugh, that's fine. Let's just do it like this. Hopefully my phone does not die. So we're just gonna grab this middle section, kind of, sort of, kind of middle. Get rid of it. Yep, just get on with this one here. Yep, just remove those faces, and then there should be a whole opening, kind of, sort of. We can do the same on the other side, which is moving that set of faces as well. So let's remove, get rid of. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that's just kind of the base for the tunnel. I just wanted to make sure I got it done so I don't forget. And then I'll work club seats. I think I'll probably do club seats and then the rest of the bowl. And then sooner or later we'll get to the actual fun part, which is some of the players. I just wanted to get the stadium done so I can get some of the players involved. We're gonna work on the O line first, O line, D line stuff first, and then all right, yeah. Let me just come on back here. All right. So plan of action. Big plan here. We're probably gonna do the stadium, get that done. Meantime, in between time, I'll probably just work on some more teams. So all this stuff will probably be on live. Um, I'll do some of the team stuff, like get all of the conferences in order, get the teams worked out. Then I'll go into gameplay, starting with O line, D line. Just excuse me, sorry. Getting everything situated, especially with run schemes and pass protections, pass rush, and block destruction. So I'll be working that for quite a while, making sure. Excuse me, making sure that that looks good. More focused on just getting the logic down, three down, four down, making it where the actual football concepts are applied. And then after that, we'll start working on receivers and pretty boys, stuff like that. Tight end, tight ends will probably be grouped in with O line, D line, as well as probably some linebackers, mainly like outside edge guys, jack, boundary, stuff like that. And then we'll get to like all the, the running backs, quarterbacks, punters, actual long snappers, not just repurposed linebackers. Long snapper will be his position on the depth chart, as well as all the other stuff for um, all the other special team stuff will be like actual positions on the depth chart. What else? Then we'll work the sim engine, which I think I'll be very proud of. In my opinion, mainly just kind of working the sim engine to understand certain concepts, beat certain defensive ideas, and then the same on the opposite side. So we're gonna work that for a while. I want to make it as close to sim as possible. So I'm looking forward to it. I definitely can't wait for the sim engine part because then that means I get to do a bunch of research on concepts, what beats that, this beats that, when, where, and hopefully I get to program the computer to take all that to an account when I finally get to. And then after the sim engine, I'll work on Dynasty, but Dynasty will always be like kind of grouped in here and there. Obviously, with like gameplay, I'm not gonna do different gameplay for Dynasty. No, I'm just gonna import the same gameplay into Dynasty mode. That's the plan. Um, Obviously, like the teams and stuff, so I'll definitely be Dynasty will be worked in here and there. Um, Excited for Dynasty, especially because the plan is everything is as close to the recruiting process as possible. So the goal is to add like, you know, you can be a coach, you're gonna be a coach, and maybe one day down the line I'll add in like assistant coaches and GMs and stuff like that. Or you can play as you can be a graduate assistant. But for now it's just head coach. Obviously you'll have a full staff at your disposal, the whole game actually. So you have offensive, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, recruiting coordinator, which will oftentimes just be other coaches like tight ends coach, running backs coach, quarterbacks coach, O line, D line coach, linebackers coach, nickels coach, safeties coach, stuff like that. All those coaches will be included. So, but the goal is right. You know, you have camp results, so it's a certain database, and all this stuff is going to be predetermined. Like I'll just have all of it, not in like a bad way, but I'll have like the classes like pre-made, so that way it just goes into the game, and then kind of makes the experience sort of the same for everyone. Same recruits. Obviously, in the game, game to game, it'll be different where they all end up going, but you know, have the same recruits. But definitely want to include camp results, mega camp results, traditional recruiting rankings. Obviously, not going to use recruiting sites because I don't have the money to license 24/7 to be in the game. But I am going to add in like recruiting sites, basically, which kind of rank the players. Um, I'm going to add like a DM place, kind of like a X, which you can communicate to the players through. It'll almost be like everything you do is from like a computer, basically. So that's kind of like the. I'll definitely get on here on stream and show it, but ideally it's going to be like a computer, and you go onto the web, and boom, your schedule's there. You can play your game on your schedule from like your computer, or what else? You can go check like your camp results and your questionnaire results from your computer. And funnily enough, I am adding variation in measurements on all of them. So measurement you see at the campus may or may not be the same as the measurement you get on the questionnaire. So just kind of, make it a little more realistic because a lot of guys lie on their measurements. Everyone's a culprit of it. So yeah, that's about it. I think I covered everything. Dynasty will be like a computer, gameplay. Uh, and then, obviously you'll be able to talk to other coaches, hire, fire, hear rumors, um, get public opinion. Dynasty will only be. The plan is 15 years. The plan. Hopefully 15 years per dynasty. As soon as I get the save logic figured out. Hopefully. Hopefully 15 years. If I can make it longer, probably will. Maybe in like an update, I'll make it longer. Not at base game. Yeah. And then yeah, and customization. Yeah, definitely got to work the customization suite. I have an idea of it. Just gotta see if it'll come together. Especially because the game is gonna rely heavily on assets being poured in via like streaming assets. Like stuff is already pre-made, so it's kind of gonna be a struggle to kind of get all of that stuff done. But I will have customization and create a team in the game. Um, I think actually the goal is to make it where you can import uniforms and files from external computers. I mean, external from the game, and then into the game. Also, teams wise, all the FCS schools are going to be in the game. Not actual FCS schools, but the cheap knockoff Walmart version that is loosely associated with them. will be in the game, so we can avoid copyright. And then also to encapsulate the actual FCS experience, there's going to be a few FBS cheap knockoff schools so I don't get sued. There'll also be a few, I'm thinking of like three, right? Three to five or one per region. So we'll figure that out soon. But there'll also be UD3 and NAIA. Oh, excuse me. NAIA schools that are not real. Um, Cheap knockoff versions that I just come up with off the top of my head or one of my friends comes up with that will also be in the game. I do plan on. The only reason I thought about it was because Weber International beat Stetson one year, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. And then I just remembered that, and I was like, oh yeah, gotta have an NAIA team now. So each one of them will have their own. They'll have their own like names. They won't be like NAIA or D2, so I don't get sued. But they'll have their own like name and stuff. And then oh, and then schools that are Division One that don't have football programs or dissolve their football programs for whatever reason, or schools that even left the FCS are likely going to be included as cheap knockoff versions. At least the schools that left the FCS. The schools that are D1 and don't have a football program, like Jacksonville University or UNF, which are both in my hometown, they'll be in. Their cheap knockoff will be in the game, and I chose to do that just because I thought it was cool. Um, JU used to have a football program, and I was like, well, it'd be cool if they had a video game. And then UNF, I just thought it would be cool. So for all the schools without football, like the basketball only schools in the Big East, in this game, their cheap knockoff level football program because I think it's cool. Um, oh, that's what I forgot to mention. Dynasty mode. Hopefully, the goal is to have like the athletic director breathing down your neck at every chance he gets, and you know, the more you win, the less he breathes down your neck. Kind of similar to real life, except for I'm gonna make it 10 times more annoying. And yeah, so that'll also be included in the game, but you know, it won't really make too much of a difference. And then that's it. Mainly excited for all the plays. I'm not gonna leak too much. Um, there's so many formations I have to get through, so gonna be here for a while. It's gonna take a long time, and this is just me doing this. So, um, support would be appreciated. Not up on the Steam store yet, but I'm planning on doing that sometime around Christmas. Just at least getting like the storefront done, and then it's gonna take a while. So support would be greatly appreciated. You know, continue to like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, which should be in my bio. If it's not, it's J underscore Dooney 11, I think. And that's it. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day. God loves you.